Hello my lovely viewer, I am back once again with an episode 2 of American superhero television series based on the Marvel Comics, titled Moon Knight. Watch the full video to find out the interesting part and please take care. As a disclaimer, this video includes my own analysis, commentary, and it's not a substitute of the full movie. Click the link below to watch, buy or rent the movie. In the beginning of episode 2, Steve wakes up in his room, legs tied with rope. My question is why he always ties his leg before going to bed? Please let me know by commenting below. He quickly wakes up and hurries to the bathroom and sees his face. He stares at himself wondering if all the activities that are happening to him are real or just his imagination. While watching this episode, I wish I were in his place, how much fun it would be. Moving on, he then heads toward the museum to check the CCTV footage. He asks one of the guards to show the footage. There is no sign of a dog or jackal chasing him. Why the hell he was running then? He is called by the museum authorities and doesn't press any charge against the damage he had caused in the bathroom. Instead, he gives Steve a doctor's booklet and suggests visiting it for his mental stability. He then fired Steve. Steve has to find the weird activities that are happening to him. To do so, he visits the locker facility and finds the bags and small beds inside it. He opens the bags and discovers a handgun, some cash, and a passport. And most importantly, golden scarab. He holds the scarab in his hand, and for the first time in this series, we come to know that it can fly. Out of nowhere, in the mirror, Mark appears and tells Steve that he is in danger. But Steve doesn't need to worry, Mark is there to save Steve as he did in the museum. Furthermore, Mark tells him that he is an avatar of Khonshu, the Egyptian god of the moon, which makes Steve an avatar of Khonshu. Now we understand why Golden Scarab was not leaving him in the previous episodes. Mark's mission is to protect the innocent and serve justice to needy ones. He needs the body to do that and once again asks Steve body with him. Listening to this, Steve in fear, runs away from the locker room. After that, he rushes out of the locker. On the hallway, suddenly all the lights start to flicker quickly. He meets a bird-like creature, nearly 7 feet in height in there. It asks him to return the bags. Is it another avatar of Khonshu? Or is it the Khonshu itself? He then runs out of the building and meets Layla, who happens to ride her bike on the same street. Steve finds that Layla is Mark's wife and she was tracking him through his mobile phone. She takes him to his apartment. When Layla looks at the aquarium, Mark warns him to take her out as he is slowly losing his depth. Whoa! Mark has completely played his game and sends Layla a divorce paper in Steve's absence. But Steve denies to sign on a paper and tells that she is amazing and loves her so much. Steve tries to explain her his situation and explains her that something is happening to him. But before he explains it to her about it, Mark states him not to show what is in the bag, otherwise this could end up getting her killed. Layla notices that Steve is trying to hide something. She pushes him and finds scarab in the bags, which leads to something called Amitsa Shabdi. Steve tries to clarify himself that he is not Mark and tells her everything, assuming that he is in danger and she is the only person right now who can help him. As they are having a conversation, there is a knock on the door. D.C. Kennedy and D.C. Fitzgerald are there to search Steve's apartment. Unfortunately, they find the fake passport and the gun. In the meantime, Layla quickly hides on the rooftop but is listening to everything. They arrest him saying that he is an international vigilante and had killed archaeologists in Egypt. They take him to some strange warehouse. From the arrival of these guys in Steve's apartment, I was not convinced that they are officers. And guess what, they are not officers, instead they are part of the religious group aligned with Arthur. Soon, we know that Arthur seems to know every about Avatar things. It doesn't take long for the big evil villain to appear and start yelling about Khonshu, who speaks up in Steve's ear and demands him to kill Arthur. Soon Arthur informs Steve that he was the Fist of Vengeance, and used to be one of the Khonshu's avatars. Arthur tells him that he needs to resurrect Amit because people are suffering. And both Amit and Arthur's goal is to entirely eradicate evil. To do so, they need Scarab. Its function as the compass which leads them to Amit's tomb. Now the series enlighten us on why Arthur was so desperately behind the compass. Arthur tries to convince Steve that he is there to help the people and free them from crime. But when Steve questions him about wisdom and teaching, he answers that Amit will eradicate evil before it arrives. In layman's words, innocent lives will be lost, including children. Arthur, on the other hand, brushes it off, comparing it to cutting off a diseased limb. Meanwhile, Layla arrives there and hands him the scarab, and tells him to summons the suit. But Steve also doesn't understand her. And they run away from there. They enter inside a storage room. Layla asks Steve to bring out the suit, which he is unknown about it. She is claiming that she has seen it done by him. He needs to take out the suit as there are no options left. There is continuous banging on the door. At the same time, Mark is asking Steve to allow him in his body. The jackal looks like a creature, runs on him and throws him out of the window. But when he falls, he transforms into the conventional Moon Knight suit. The invisible force is fighting with Steve. But soon, we find out that it is a jackal. As the jackal approaches him, he punches it. Realizing the power that he possessed, Steve is very happy. But his happiness didn't last long, as the jackal kicks him so hard that he hardly can move. He sees his reflection of Mark and gives control to him. He now then transforms into Moon Knight with his original suit. He then chases the jackal and kills him. After that, Mark tells Steve that he is going to find the scarab and will discover a better way to get to Amit's tomb, before Arthur. So we see, Steve is in the hotel room, drinking, and is in Egypt. The episode ends here. Until then, subscribe to watch more videos like this, turn on notifications, and leave a like and comment to support the channel. Thank you for watching, and I will see you soon.